Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 7. How are you guys doing today? How's life? I'm really hoping that you're doing good, because I'm not. I have allergies. So this could be a teeny tiny bit of a shorter episode, and I'm really sorry for that. But anyways, in between the episodes, I did work on our farm. I expanded it, I added more crops, and actually, it's not doing that bad. Although you should remember that we are not playing Project Ozone 3 Kappa mode, so this is not supposed to be very efficient, it's just supposed to look nice. And talking about Project Ozone, the pack has gone through an update, now we have a time in a bottle, Dream On, we have the Thermal Series, we have Reliquary, and most interestingly we have something called FTB Industrial Contraptions, which seems to be like IC2. But anyways, that is not the point, now we have a recipe for the All the Mod Star. It kind of looks like the old one, but I'm assuming everything has changed. Yep, I have no idea how this is going to affect our lives, but we will think of it in the future. Cause 6 times compressed emerald is not very cheap. Oh, and by the way, chunk loading has been fixed, as well as step assist. Anyways, enough of talking because that is something that I can't really do well today. Let us get down to business. You might notice that we are consuming a ton of steel around the base just for building. The mob farm that we set up last episode is providing us with free coal, 25,000. I also did manage to get a zombie data model, and that one is giving us free iron. So what we're going to do is that down here, we're going to have a steel factory. I want it to be in the shape of a factory, so it is going to look like our cobblestone works, and the machines that we are going to need are actually not that many. We just need an enrichment chamber, to get carbon, one infusing factory to get enriched iron, the second infusing factory in order to get steel dust, and obviously, we just have to smelt it. And for those of you who always get confused whenever I make something stupid, yes, I know how to make steel. Don't you worry, it's just 3 machines. But we want it to be fun. Oh boy, that was a lot of work for just making steel ingots. We're not even making it because this guy does not have any power. But generally, the way that it works is that we have a dimensional chest over here, which is hooked up to our mob farm over there. So we're getting coal from wither skeletons. Well, we're funneling it out and we're putting it inside an enrichment chamber so that we get carbon. The carbon gets extracted, it will go inside these tunnels from create, and it will go inside these 2 metallurgic infusers so that we can infuse iron and enriched iron. This metallurgic infuser is the one who is going to make us the enriched iron, so this is the only one which needs iron. Therefore, I have a mechanical arm who is going to take up the iron ingots from the depot and put it inside here. And well, since I was running out of sites, we have a logistical transporter so that we can transfer it to the other metallurgic infuser. And after doing all of that, I remembered we don't even have a power cable. So instead we're using these advanced wireless block chargers. They're great. They are going to charge up blocks in a 7x7 area above them, but they only do 200 RF per tick. So if I highlight the working area, you might notice that these 6 are only going to power the metallurgic infusers. And the reason that we have 6 is that later on I want to upgrade these guys into a basic factory so that they work faster. And just to make sure that we're finally getting steel, here are 3 more. For the smelter. Nice, nice. We are going to fix the iron issue later on, but theoretically, it has to be put here. They're so cool. I love them. So here's the point. Later on, we are going to have an applied energistic system, and that is going to make us steel ingots, which we need in order to make different machines and different recipes. This line that you see over here is just for making blocks. The sheet metals that you see over here, and I use them constantly, and also the most beautiful block in modded Minecraft. Sadly, the bucket of liquid death is not a block. Anyhow, the steel that we are producing here is just going to be used for making blocks of steel and steel sheet metal, so we need to have 2 more lines. And well, in order to make different parts, at first I thought I have to use create, the metal presses that we have over there, but the pack has been updated at the most wonderful time, so we have multi-press servos. I can make steel sheets in 1 block. I am going to use 3 or 4 chunks just to make steel, but it's nice to know that we have maneuvering space. I was just reading the tooltips again. It says 200 RF per block. Fully upgraded, a basic factory is going to consume 600 RF per tick, so 3 of them are more than enough. Yeah, let us not waste resources. Let us get back to the plan. So I think if I put a depot over here, you would be able to eject? No. With a funnel? No. Does it have to be on the same level? Yes. So this is the part where I'm not exactly sure what to do, but I'm assuming in order to make the sheet metals, we are going to need a multi-press servo, that's obvious, and then we need to craft it into the sheet metals. So we're going to have a sequential fabricator. So half of them are going to be converted into sheet metals and the other half are going to be converted into steel blocks. So we need another sequential fabricator. The problem is that whenever you want to make a steel block, by default you make this one. That is not really good, so we need to convert it. And I think we should be able to use a mechanical saw from create. It's just that I have never ever used this, so I don't really know how it works. I don't really think you can put it on a conveyor belt, so let us give it a try. I'm not really an expert, but they should go on opposite sides, right? I mean, I'm assuming that the saw has to go the opposite direction. We will know. So I just locked the recipe and let us see if it works. I'm a genius with beautiful eyes. So I think we're almost done. We just need to pick it up from the depot and deposit it in the funnels. And the reason that it's not working is that we need to specify the input. Yes, now it works. The sequential fabricator also needs to have a recipe, like so, and we are literally done. One thing that I forgot to check is that, are you on round robin? We put it on forced, just in case. For the moment I don't really have a good solution to pick up the steel and take it to our train network, so I was thinking instead of making a railroad which comes down, maybe we can use drones to take them up? I don't know, that also seems nice. I like drones. Also, for covering everything, can we use fans? Yes, they look nice. That is just for decorations, so that we're venting air into the machine to cool it down. It's Minecraft. We always have to pretend. Okay, so I have went up ahead, covered all the machines, made a wall, and yes, I have not finished the drawers yet because, well, we need an extraction method. But for the moment I think we have spent enough time on this and maybe we should start moving. Anyways, in line with our policy that we have to pretend in Minecraft, we're going to pretend that we're going to have an iron mine. I don't really know how they look like in real life, but maybe it's something like this? I don't know. We have an excavator as well. You know, just to pretend that we're mining the iron. It does require a ton of details, and I will work on that slowly, in between the episodes. From up here where you don't see the details, it doesn't look that bad. The fake mine and the fake excavator are not going to produce any iron, so let us get some iron. Later on, this is something that we have to automate because we need to autocraft the production matrix and insert it into the simulation chamber. But at this very moment, our best friend is going to be a hopper. So you, my dear friend, you start simulating, and you start fabricating the loot. And I guess we just use a dimensional chest to insert the iron. I wanted to have conveyor belts, but I'm not sure. I have to use the immersive engineering ones and they're a bit finicky. But it's good, we're finally getting steel and we should be able to move along. Our next project of the day is going to be slightly more sinister, meaning that it's going to be full of kindness. We need some concrete. And well, I need to start making a tower. We want it to be in line with that one. Oh, this is going to be tall and slightly expensive. So last episode when I was fighting the Ender Dragon, I had a very small epiphany, which was also suggested in the comments. Mahotsukai has a mystic staff of explosive mana condensation, ideal as a tunnel bore and also killing bosses. I don't know, maybe the tunnel bore functionality has been disabled in this mod pack, but at least the other one should work. The issue that I have is that if you look at the top left hand corner of the screen, the amount of Mahu that I have is garbage. It's just under 3000. I have to put shovels inside that barrel so that we consume some durability, and then I have to come here and deposit my Mahu, which takes a very long time. You have to consume or deposit Mahu so that it will increase faster. And for some reason I thought I have the book. It's here. What we want to do in order to increase our Mahu is going to be the boundary of Drain Life. Essentially, it's like the Well of Suffering from Blood Magic. You're going to damage a creature and in return you're going to get Mahu. And considering the fact that we're going to consume some Mahu in order to generate some Mahu, we're going to have a ton of Mahu. Or apparently it's called mana. So ladies and gentlemen, you guys know the drill. We stab and we draw. We can have several of the boundaries, so we're going to start with 4. And each one is 2 iron and 1 emerald. All of them are deactive. Don't you worry. And do you know which mob we are going to spawn? No, it's not a blaze, it's a villager. Aha! It's just that we want them to spawn a teeny tiny bit faster. Yeah, this is much better. So now if we activate it... Nice. And in return you might notice that we are generating mana at a decent speed. I know that some of you guys are going to suggest that witches are going to be much better because they're going to heal themselves and they're not going to die, but villagers are more fun. Besides, we have Apotheosis in the pack and you know, villagers are free. I just wanted to show you something about bringing life to our world. You can see the arms moving, you can see the train, you can see the slimes burning, and if you look up close, you can see the villagers suffering. So I would say we're doing good. You know what, I actually decided to go ahead and make myself a very small office. I had to make the villagers shut up because you know, otherwise it was unbearable. But this is my office, we are going to need some plants. There is an obelisk from Forbidden and Arcanus, which I guess you make it like this. And you just put some Silas Mundus on top. Maybe we can also light it up by a tiny bit. We should also have some fine purple carpet. And you know, a sofa wouldn't hurt. For visitors. One thing that I always wanted to have was a collection of chemical throwers with different shaders. I was told that the minecart belongs to me, not the cow. Our base has been infiltrated. Anyways, I did work a teeny tiny bit on the villager tower and my office so that, you know, it has more support. I don't really want to have a dangling office in the air. I'm afraid of heights. Ah, my dearest friend, what do you have to sell? Beacon? I have no idea why you're selling a beacon, but I'll buy. Oh, only one. Okay. So moving on, what is the next part of the plan? Very soon I'm going to start making an applied energistic system, so what we need to do is that we need to expand our power grid. Any power system that we use further down the line is also going to be very insufficient once we get to fissile fuel. Because you know, this stupid thing can consume up to 200,000 RF per tick. The only power source which is going to be sufficient is going to be the gas burning generator from Mechanism. We have to start burning ethylene. As you guys already know, making ethylene is one of the easiest things that you can do. The problem is that you're going to need biofuel, so you need to set up some sort of a farm. Because all of these 93 recipes that you see in front of you, all of them are biomaterial. At first I thought I'm going to have a massive wheat field using Create, until this happened today, and I don't really know why. Apparently when you log in or log out, something can go wrong. Because this guy was working fine, I have no idea what went wrong with it. We have 65,000 cobblestone. Therefore, a massive farm is not going to be an option. Garden clusters are laggy. Phytogrow is a nice option, but unfortunately it's not a very good option for me, because we need apatite and niter. I generated my world before they added thermal series, and therefore if we want to get the new ores, we have to go to, you know, undiscovered chunks. Which is something that I don't really want to do at this very moment, because they might add more mods, and they might have new ores. So the alternative is just in front of you. Zombie prediction. It's going to give us potatoes. Potato on its own is not that bad. It's going to give us 5 biofuel, but if we cook it, it's gonna give us 7. Hello, handsome. That actually takes care of niter, I guess. 4 data modules are not going to be enough. We need more. Much more. Oh, and by the way, in the comment section of the previous episode, somebody told me that you don't really need to kill 6 mobs, you can just put it in. Inefficient data in the model. You need to kill 6. If you hold sneak, you will notice that they're faulty, they have to be basic at the minimum. But the good part is that if you have all 4 of them in your deep learner, each kill is going to add 1 to all of them. And last episode I forgot to mention, the Ender Dragon counts as 2, so I had to kill him like 3 times. To get started, I think we're going to go with 14 sets of loot fabricators and simulation chambers. I'm not sure if we are going to need more, but if we need more, I'm going to add more, don't you worry. And yes, I know how to count, we have 4 more over here. This is worse than Obsidian. It doesn't even have a wrench. For controlling everything, we are also going to use XNet, but we are going to use advanced connectors. What did I run out of? Oh. I think that's more than enough. Yep, we are going to use connectors in order to connect every single machine to our XNet controller. What do you have to sell? Ooh, I can't really craft it, so yeah. Actually, you come with me. We might need you for a sacrifice. Whenever I'm using XNet, I do get a comment that I should explain it a teeny tiny bit more. So this is what I'm going to do. Imagine that these guys that you see over here, the connectors, are Ender IO conduits. But instead of right-clicking on the connector part and saying insert or extract, what you do is that you need a controller. You see, now you can access everyone in one block. The issue is that the controller does require power, and if the machines that you're going to use are also going to require power, make sure that the quantum entangloporter is connected to a connector. Then you can come to your controller, select an energy channel, extract energy from the quantum entangloporter, and you know, just insert it into all of the machines. And therefore every machine should get some power. We have garbage power generation, so this could take a while. These guys have a huge buffer. Eventually we are going to have an applied energistic system which is going to autocraft prediction matrices, and it's going to export it into an ender chest. Therefore we are going to need a channel for items. We extract prediction matrix. You can set a filter, you can blacklist, whitelist, put it on stacks, do whatever you want. And we need to insert it into the simulation chambers. So now if I put some prediction matrix inside the dimensional chest, some of them should get it. Yes. Simulation has started, and it has failed. Awesome. At the start this is going to be incredibly garbage because you know, the percentage of success is very low. But the one which is making us iron is at 90%, so it's great. They will upgrade over time, do not be worried. We need to have one more item channel in order to extract these kind of predictions from the simulation chamber, and since I'm lazy we're just going to copy and paste it. And we insert it into the drawer. Yes, we got some. Just in case XNet will not get confused, I'm going to make one more channel in order to insert the actual prediction inside the loot fabricator. I'm hoping that some of them got it. I think we're out of power. This is crazy, the simulation chamber has a 256 million RF as a buffer. I had to AFK for a very long time so that these guys would charge up because they have a huge buffer, but the consumption is not that much, it's like 80 RF per tick. Yeah, even at superior, it's still 80 RF per tick, it's nothing. I would like to mention that this part is basically trial and error because I have no idea how many loot fabricators we need, I have no idea if one smelter is going to be enough, if 2 crushers are going to be enough, and I have no idea how many PRCs we need for a gas burning generator. But we shall see. For the moment, we need potatoes. The potatoes are going to go inside the smelter, we cook them, it will output into the crushing factories, and hopefully that's going to be enough. Don't die, I need you. Because 2 of them do not have a data model. This is the part of mechanism where I dread the most, and the issue is that whenever you want to make ethylene, you're going to need a PRC. You need to provide it with power, biofuel, hydrogen, and water, and you need to extract substrate and ethylene. Those are 6 different items and the machine has only 6 sides. I don't really have access to entangled blocks because the entangled blocks require unobtainium, so we're going to try and use XNet. Also, I just checked, in this version XNet cannot handle mechanism gas. But the connectors that we have should take care of everything except hydrogen and ethylene. We should be able to take care of hydrogen from the bottom. We want it to look neat and clean, otherwise, you know, you can do whatever you want. And another pressure tube should take care of ethylene. Yeah, if we bring the tube 1 block lower, we should be able to do something like this. Yes, you are loud, but I think we're good. We are generating ethylene at a very slow speed because these guys are going to need upgrades, these guys are also going to need upgrades. But on a very positive note, I think we have all the connections. It's just a matter of converting everything, so output to the left, input and output. Yes, it's extracting the substrate. We need substrate later on in order to make a few pieces of HDPE, so this is why I'm keeping it. And output gases to the back. Yes. Basically, I think we're done. Let me just get some upgrades. Actually, since it's nighttime, we should upgrade the data models first. Yes, the 2 remaining ones. I did upgrade the machines, the electrolytic separators, I just gave them 4 speed upgrades, but I don't think this is a very decent speed. I mean, it's not totally garbage, I was just expecting a higher rate. But let us try the actual result with 1 generator. How much are you going to generate? 72,000. Okay. So if everything keeps up, which I have no reason to believe otherwise, we are generating 280,000 RF? I can't really find anything to complain about. Also, just in case you know, can you tell me the ratios between a PRC and a gas burning generator? Do you need 1 per 2 or do you need 2 per 1? Because I don't really know. Now that everything is settled, I have to make sure that the dimensional chest is always full of prediction matrices, and just in case, I'm going to upgrade these guys into ultimates. That brings our total consumption to around 10,000 RF per tick, which is not that bad. Did I tell you that the best part about XNet is that you can cover everything? Which I think it's the only option missing from mechanism. But we have framed blocks, so we can do whatever we want. I think with dark glass it kind of looks nice. That one is the only one which is active, this is why the other ones are dark. And eventually I want to have a field of wheat over here so that it looks like that we're consuming that wheat in order to generate power. But I have to wait for fertile soil and, well, it's not gonna happen today. And I need fertile soil because you can't trample it. This is why I'm using it here. Something weird, whenever I'm far away from our village or tower, my Mahu drops. And whenever I'm close by, well, it goes up. And it does have a nether star. That's weird. Anyhow, just before we wrap up today's episode, there is one more thing that we have to do, and that is to start fixing this guy. I have a feeling that chassis are going to break after a while no matter what you do, because, well, you log in, you log out, it gets unloaded, it gets loaded, something can go wrong. And every time I say I'm not going to rely on create, and unfortunately I do that. But in all fairness, we didn't really have that much of a choice because, well, it was before the update, and we did not have access to an igneous extruder. So I guess that's how we're going to start making some cobblestone. Yeah, this should work fine, and besides, it's far less laggy. Oh, wait a minute. It shows that it's missing lava, but it's working. If it's working, don't ask questions. It's a very good thing that we fixed it, because in order to make the integral components, I was using alf glass. Because unfortunately I was out of glass and we can order some, I guess. No, we can't, because this guy was broken. It has to be purple. Do you work now? A few stacks? Yes, very good. Don't go on the conveyor belt, you jerks. Enjoy your life. I was aiming for fall damage, but I guess suffocation will do as well. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.